Hey y'all, I know I haven't done any videos this week, and I like to skip intros as much as possible when starting to make a video, but I have a lot of assignments due today, and I think this is the only video I can put out. Over the course of this week, it was beginning on Friday, I think, Friday or Saturday, but the RAM that I have for my computer exploded. I guess you can say it corrupted my computer, and so I had to order new RAM. And the RAM that I have for my 2009 iMac 24-inch is the max you can have is 8 gigs. I was using 16 gigs, so I was doubling what I was using. And until I can work around what some of the new things I've done are without with this might be very nerdy, but I guess you could say a piece of me broke off when my computer shut off because I have everything on my computer, and I should probably back it up this weekend just in case it doesn't work anymore. But I had to switch over to my 1 gigahertz, 1 gig of RAM, small, heavy-duty PowerPC Mac laptop. And although it can't support live that well because it's only 1 gigahertz and 1 gig of RAM, I was using Live 4 and Live 5, and I realized I was trying to create like a second base. Like, this is my first base. I always have a second base backed up or whatever, just in case whatever you're working on, you can instantly transfer over. There's a big problem with that. When you're working on really big projects, like I work on 2.2 gig projects in Reason and in Ableton, it can be very difficult to switch over to a second base that is very minimal and doesn't support hardly any samples. And I was very surprised because I was making a lot of progress on a new tech house track I was making with my 1 gigahertz laptop. And it was really good. I got really into it, and I was still making patches and stuff for Reason because I was using Reason 4, and Reason 4 still uses combinators and things like that. I'm very surprised. But now, after the past of 3 days, I was able to read a lot and catch up on school and things like that. And I realized that when I'm completely unplugged from the computer, you get this whole sense of there isn't really anything to do other than constantly be on the computer. And that's why when I see people text, I get so confused because it's like, you're driving. You can't drive and text at the same time. You're literally asking me, please hit me in the face full force with brass knuckles. That's what you're asking everyone that you come in contact when you're driving and texting. I don't text nearly as much as I do. I used to, but I think I'm just gonna use my iPad from now on. I'm gonna miss my phone because it's been with me forever, and I've had to replace the battery like 6 times. It's a NV2. It has a full keyboard and everything. And it has character with it because I can't use the OK button or the 0 key. So that's pretty cool. But I'm actually gonna miss it. So, what I'm going to be doing now is after I finish doing all my collages and stuff, next week I'm gonna be hitting the books. Well, actually, over the weekend I will be hitting the books for the AccuPlacer test because I still score the same as I used to. There's my button. Oh yeah, my button fell off from my... It popped off. I could probably sew that back on. Anyways, what I'm probably going to be doing is I'm probably only going to make one really super powerful, polished video for the week, once a week. I was thinking about doing it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but the problem with that is I just composite the video, push out a few tags, and then send it. And I'm starting to realize that a lot of stuff like that, I need to take editing. I just learned After Effects, so Thank God. I can do a little bit more um, cutting and chopping and editing it down to a very nice, finished, polished piece. Also, one of the things that I should mention is that when you take a break for 3 days and you don't really have that type of sense of technology, you start to go crazy. And instead of going crazy, I did what Lincoln did and I shut myself in. And I started to read as much as I can because the more you read, the more you know. Believe it or not. That's very crazy for me to talk about something like that because I don't read that often. Also, I should mention that I'm holding a book of Twilight right now, but I also use very hard evidence like Words of Wisdom, Twilight. I even read like the super girly books like Monster High and things of that sort. The reason why I read books like that is because I want to be up to date. I feel like I'm too old even though I'm only 21. The ways that I think need to be updated. Race and color and prejudice, all that doesn't matter anymore. I don't, except for my grandparents don't. They still, they still reside on race and color, and it's like I don't. It's because when they were raised, they didn't have any choice to call people just people. They called them by their color and prejudice, and it's like, come on, man, grow up. But I don't think they can grow up because there's something I noticed with my brother and my father is that they're stuck in these loops. So they're stuck in these loops of certain things of judging. They don't mature. My dad is kind of mature, but he's started to develop some things from his father, which are hardcore levels of paranoia, and skepticism. That's very bad, and I'll support my father as long as I can. But when he crosses over some lines, I can't do that anymore. And plus, my brother and my father treat me as though I'm 8 years old, even though I'm 21 and much more mature. There are some levels where I will be immature at some standpoints, but I'm starting to realize that and analyze that and break it down and then reconstruct it so that way I can live a much higher standard of life. Because in order for people to grow up and in order for people to not judge people by race or color, is that growing up is a big point, but you also need to read and do your research. Like, for example, I'm going to say something and I'm going to be totally out of line, but I'm just going to do it for comparison. I'm going to say nigger because nigger is an old racial term opposed by crackers. And crackers are people who, the reason why they're called crackers is simply because they used to use the whip and they used to crack the whip. That's why white southerners or people who used to own slaves and land and property used black people, people used to call them crackers, is simply because of this racial fight and simply because they used to crack the whip. Now, I'm going to transform this word into something completely different because I know all the meanings and backgrounds. Although trolls on the internet, and I'm the king of all trolls, simply because I was born one. Anyways, what I'm gonna say is nigga. Nigga is a brother word for terms of like brotherly type of things. That's a very poor definition, but that like nigga and nigger are two different words. Even though they have the same meanings, just like poop and shit, they have the same meanings. Although poop is like a safe word. That's kind of like nigga is a safe word for brother. or what white people call the N-word, or it's pretty funny because the N-word, that's just white people, I'm gonna quote Louis C.K., that's just white people saying, getting away with the word nigger. And you shouldn't really, nigger is like a curse word. Nigger is a curse word. Nigga is like a safe word. N-I-G-G-A, it's like a brother word. Like my brother, he's a nigga to me. But the reason why I don't simply understand words like that. People get offensive with these words, and it's like, do you know the origin of your own word? Are you kidding me? My mom is like, don't say that in the store, and I'm like, say what? What am I saying? I'm just communicating with my brother. So I remember I was in Trader Joe's and I was saying, "Hey nigga, go get me the orange juice I like." I can't drink orange juice, but I'm just using it as an example. But nigga, go get me that grape juice, that grape drink I like. And he's like, okay. And so he went and got it for me. But my brother never does stuff like that. But since I used it in a sentence, nigga is more of a brotherly love word. In terms of, like my friend, he's my nigga. It's simple as words as that. But I know the origins of the word. Now, if you chastise me for saying the word nigger or nigga or bitch, you have to understand where it comes from first. Then you can chastise me. But since you don't know the origins of your own words, you do not have the right to judge me. In fact, you shouldn't judge me at all. I'm just me. I can say words whatever I want to. Simply because I know my background. I know where I come from. I know the words that are being used. Anyways, now that I'm getting back on topic, I should note that I'm going to be redesigning my blog to fit more of the HTML5. This is more of the technical aspect. I'm going to be, since I learned a lot of cool, crazy techniques from my 1 gigahertz computer, I'm going to be applying it to Ableton. In fact, I did that last night, and it was really, really cool. Excuse me. Carbonation. It's the best thing on earth. Natural fountain water. Well water from the mountains that are carbonated. It's better for you than soda. Just make sure you get the less sodium one, because more sodium causes a lot more problems. Although you do need sodium to process your heart and other things like that. So with that said in mind, I'm only going to be doing one very polished video of the week. And I'm sad to say this, but I can no longer support or record Minecraft simply because my computer is way too slow. So that sucks. But I will be playing, I tried to play Don't Starve, and that seemed to work fine. And it's a very interesting game, so I'm probably going to be doing that from now on. So, without further ado, I gotta do a lot of fucking collages. Oh yeah, and I should say that Friday is no filter day. Friday and Monday and Wednesday I have filter days, but when it comes to Friday, I have too much shit to do. I can't be bothered with filters. I'm also gonna be putting out a trailer later this year for one of my books. And since I know how to do choreographer, I know how to set up the camera to get the right aperture and the right lenses right. I know how to record, I know how to zoom in, I know how to slow down, I know how to take still shots, I know how to do headshots, I know how to do resumes. I know how to do almost everything with the camera. Slow it down, do cinema graphics, and other things like that. So I just wanted to tell you what the hell has been happening this week, and just learning the backgrounds of words and excuse me, just certain things. So without further ado, thanks for watching, and if you do subscribe, that will help me out a ton, like a fuck ton. You do not understand how well subscribers help support my channel, because it turns out I do this as a hobby, and I like to think of myself as like a miniature teacher, and that's actually what I'm going for in school. And what I'm probably going to do when I do become a teacher, I'm going to read all the school's policies, all the school's laws, and then say what I want to say. Because um, teachers teachers need to set a standard, and simply because we don't have any more teachers, so I'm gonna be the defective teacher. Anyways, thanks for watching. I guess I could show you what I've been working on. It's this like cool. Oh no. No, no. It takes a little bit longer to load sets, but I was working with this base. I only use one-shot samples and stuff like that for bass, and it's actually pretty cool. Like, check out this bass that I made. Oh, you're gonna hear some clicks. Try and not to cringe, but just listen. So that's what I've been working on last night, and I love it. I love it because I'm only using one sample, and I'm only doing like 16 notes, and it works well with the bass and the drums perfectly. And I'll show you how to make cymbals and things like that. I can still record Ableton and lots of other cool shit like this. I'm gonna speed it up. So that's what I've been working on in live, and I love it because I've discovered a trick from my laptop. And when you don't have very much processing power, you can discover really cool tricks that you can bring over. So, anyways, I suggest you use very cheeky sounds. I use British and American slang and a little bit of Italian slang because I'm a mutt and I'm allowed to use the words that I can because I know the research behind them. I suggest you do the same if you want to use things like oubliette and nigger and fucking asshole and asshole, and just do your research. If you do your research, then you can blog about whatever you want. Just make sure it's in the rules of the United States and find out loopholes and things like that. Anyways, have a fucking awesome weekend. I'll see you fucking Monday.